It's 5:45, and a reminder that we're all going to start the council meeting at 6:30. And if we run over here, then there'll be a meeting following. Also, we will meet the first Monday in August, be August 7th. Then we'll have the rest of the month off. And will that give you enough, Sherry, will that give you enough time to get, send at the first beginning of the month, you always have your
Yeah, I'll make sure.
appropriations and everything?
Yeah, I'll make sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll look ahead and try to make sure there isn't anything.
Does anybody have any comments on that? We good? Mary, you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I miss you, I'll just have a special, I'll tell you, have a special meeting.
Yeah, we need about, that's what we're here for. If we have to have it, we have to have it. So ordinances, I know tonight we have, the only new ordinance that we have on here is the, what is it?
The burn.
Yeah, the burn ordinance. It was updated. Rusty, you want to explain to the council what the changes were or additions were?
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Scott and I worked on updating it because we actually started to enforce it and was getting ready to say somebody and found out that the current ordinance did not have a penalty section. So the penalty section was updated and we added statewide burn ban was also not in there. So somebody could burn in a city during the burn ban, but not in the county. So that was confusing. So that's been added. Plus anything for training fires for us was added. So other than that, it's pretty squared away.
Good.
And the first offense is a fourth degree misdemeanor, which means it is a mandatory court appearance, which should hopefully fix the problem. If they do it again, the second offense is actually a first degree misdemeanor. So, and we have had some issues. We've had somebody burn a shed down. We've had somebody scrapping, basically, in my opinion. So we have had some repeat people we've had to go back to.
You lost your seat.
So,
That one can run its course,
yeah,
correct?
absolutely, 100%. And I guess I talked to the mayor about it a little bit today and Mr. Skelton, our intentions are for people to have recreational fires. That's not what we're trying to put stop to.
Right.
It's just to make sure we're doing it in a respectful, responsible manner for sure.
Instead of burning trash.
Yeah,
You want to pass the Rusty, say we can enforce it?
that's up to the council.
I mean, it's anything on the agenda, right? I know you want to have stuff they enforce, but
I mean,
No, if
we can.
if you want to pass,
Other than the penalty section, there's really no major changes.
Yeah,
to it. Honestly,
the burn.
we've been
ban.
enforcing the burn ban
But if we don't-
anyway, because we didn't know it was not included in there.
yeah, but if we don't pass it,
Yeah.
then the longer it's gonna take before it's enforced,
Yeah.
correct?
Let's pass
I
it
thought it read really
Yeah.
well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I need a motion to pass that tonight.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we have 3223 at the second, and then we have one at the third, no resolutions, so we should be good. Got the updated, I think, Amy, you want to explain to council what you did with this? Or Bob's not here,
Bob
whatever.
Made
Mayor,
changes.
Yeah,
so
And then-
what are the changes are highlighted?
yes, they are. They should be are they in red on your copy?
Yes, sir.
I know.
It's okay, I can look at it this way.
It really, as far as jurisdiction, it puts the jurisdiction for the city is basically in charge of the jurisdiction. That way I don't have to have the tree commission say, here's what I need to have done for them to come back for us to do it. So basically it's under the city's jurisdiction. It basically says, take care of issues, or if we have to intervene, it will cost you whatever the cost for our subcontractor and 50% more. So was not included in the original. It just said at cost or whatever. It didn't spell out what the cost was. Another thing, it will go on the property tax duplicate. We've started doing that more and more with utility bills. We do that with nuisance properties. We do that with mowing. So same process there.
So if somebody has dead branches in a tree, it's not in the tree lawn. if it's on their property and the branches, dead branches are overhanging the street, who notifies them?
If they're overhanging the street, or if they're dead and we're staying off of private property unless it affects public right of way. So we're not, like, there's a million times that someone calls and says, I have my neighbor's trees hanging across my garage. It's a civil issue, call a lawyer. So as
But I mean,
far as like public right of way, street sidewalks, basically, so the city will notify the person
Okay.
either in writing, either direct to their doorstep or by certified mail.
Okay.
About trees on either private property or even city property that are blocking stop signs or,
We have every
It
right to
says in
cut
there
that,
they should-
like the
yeah,
city
from-
can go out and cut that.
I've noticed some of them on probably what I would consider to be city property and
Right.
Yeah, there was one in the city parking lot behind the Selby building that was blocking the stop signs. Notified the tree commission on that.
Yeah, anything that involves city property, if we can't take care of it, then it'll be subcontracted, but
thanks.
if it's something that we need, it won't incur any cost on any property owner.
So does all this responsibility fall upon the city? I mean, for funding,
Yes,
because it says as funding is available, the city shall remove, cut, or trim trees on a public right of way. So you say as funds are available, what if we don't have the funds?
then the trees stay there.
Okay, but now we're demanding people cut their trees in 30 days. That's my only question, is if we're giving 30 days on something and we don't have the funds to do our own trees, you know, maybe we ought to, I don't know. It's just a
I
question.
hear you.
What's a good lawyer answer on that, Bob?
The answer is we're gonna find the money if. it's-
Okay.
Right, if it's a priority, we're going to, I mean.
That's all I
it's-
need to know.
Yes, I knew you had the answer for me, thank you. But that's, yeah, if it's something that's like absolute emergency, we know something's
Okay.
going to happen, it will get taken care of. Well, in conversation with my parents the other day, this tree could fall, this tree could fall.
They could all-
Any
they
tree
could
could
all-
fall at any time.
That's
We
right.
just had one on Otsego on a still sunny day, fell into Otsego. So if we start speculating
Yeah, oh, yeah.
that this tree is going to fall, essentially, every tree is going to
One
fall.
of these days.
So, and I wish I had a crystal ball and could tell you when trees could fall, but I probably wouldn't be sitting in the seat if I could do that.
So, I guess. I know you had said something once about this ordinance and adding some things. To put the city in a bind of, possible lawsuit or.
Well,
or something.
there's no way to fix the ordinance. We're gonna have a tree ordinance. It either needs to be the tree commissioner who has no money to do anything, or it's gonna come on the city. Which is why I kind of fought this ordinance when it was created. But it's there. So if we're gonna keep the tree ordinance, then we basically have to take responsibility for at least the trees in the tree lawn, which is what this ordinance does. But as far as liability goes, yeah, I didn't want the ordinance in the first place, because it basically sends the tree commission out there to identify all dangerous trees, which puts us on notice that those trees need to be taken care of. But it's been in place, we've dealt with it. Unless you want to get rid of it, then. No, I've not had the opportunity to look this over, so there may be a few minor changes, but. I don't see any other way, because the tree commission doesn't have the money to do it. So we're just gonna, and quite frankly, we've taken the responsibility since it was created to get rid of the trees.
So why do we have a tree ordinance? I'm just asking.
It was part of
It-
becoming like Tree City USA. And that was when they wanted to do that, Debbie went and took the class and wrote the ordinance. So it was part of that group, but I don't know how that connects to
Yeah, the city.
American Bloom or Coshocton and Bloom, or if it overlaps in any way.
Most cities have, a lot of cities have this legislation.
I'm just wondering,
And I do appreciate the help of the tree commission, but it just brings an added layer of government. You know, that's why I wanted to streamline it to make it to where we know there's issues. It's one of those, we know there's issues, but where's the funding to fix those issues? So we try, you know, and we have trees identified. Try to do it for the lowest cost as possible. And that's, you know, the ultimate goal is to get them taken care of. The problem is our tree canopy, most maples are 50-year trees and they're going on like 100 years. So,
yeah, they rot
and
from
it's
the
kind
inside
of,
out.
yeah, and you don't know, you can't tell. But everything as of right now is pretty much identified. So we're doing what we can and spending what we can to get the job done.
About the grant money program that you and Debbie talked about the night she was here.
There were, we actually reached out to a grant writing company who actually works for the county. And they said the grant had 16 sections. It's a federal grant, so it's huge. I think we got 5 sections done. Max actually reached out to an organization who does it professionally. And they said if they would have started in April, they wouldn't have met the deadline. So someone tried, I believe the tree commission, Deb, and I don't know who else. I think they completed it as much as they could and turned it in. So don't know what's gonna happen. Usually with grants though, if they're not completely filled out, they just get thrown out.
Did she
So
talk about partnering with someone in Cleveland, some organization in Cleveland?
there was Davy Tree Service was what she was thought that they were going to do all the legwork on it, but I advised her that companies don't typically go after federal money. Usually governments do, and then in turn, we had to apply for it and we didn't have time.
So we'll add this to the next
Yes,
and run its course.
yeah, yeah, I mean, we're fine for now. It's not
Okay.
huge changes.
Okay. Any other ordinances you see coming up?
I don't know.
Sherry, you'll just have your what appropriations and
Right now, I don't need any, but something might pop up. If something pops up, I'll let you know.
for July meetings.
Yeah, if I have anything. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, everything's pretty good right now.
Okay. It's gone too
I know.
smooth. Chad, you want to give us any information about?
Oh, you know, we had a good turnout. I was glad the community came out for it. I think we had enough food vendors. I think so. The next one's the 15th, AC/DC, and hope we have a bigger crowd.
Anybody else have anything? Get to the mayor's report if not.
That's almost warming me up. Everyone got the street paving list. You emailed it out, plus you have a hard copy here. Tree ordinance we talked about. Want to say great concert downtown. Something that was concerning to me was people bringing their own beverages in and maybe a little better training at the establishments on if you have a door drink, it needs to be in a door cup. And that's, I'll work with our town. Actually, I talked to Lanny today and we'll probably come out with a press release on that. So maybe we actually do have a DORA committee. So we might convene that and work with the license holders and go from there. But overall, I mean, I appreciate people coming down, people supporting the vendors, people just having a good time in the sunshine, you know, appreciate people taking their trash with them. This is everyone's town, so super proud of how it went off. Great group. Really not old enough to know any Heart songs. OHM Advisors, as part of the Community Appalachian Grant funding, has been downtown doing utility scans and researching that, photographs, different things to move us in a forward direction on a downtown revitalization if we get the funding. So they are working preliminary plans for downtown. Funding for Warsaw. Roger sent out an email to me that said, hey, look at this. Our government affairs team is working that same program, as well as H2O Ohio. And we're still in the federal request pool. So I think Congressman Balderson had 15 requests and we were one, and they had, I think, 50 people. So we didn't at least get cut out of the first round. So we're still in, still working every angle for funding on the Warsaw project. Human Relations Commission is a board that has been around since 2007, I believe. I will be appointing 5 people to that board, and we will probably have a meeting in late July. And I will need a per council approval for that board, I believe.
Yeah.
So I won't need anything. It'll just be an
To appoint,
ask,
they
right?
vote.
To a point, they vote, and I'm good with that.
What's the
Okay.
purpose of it?
Yeah,
Ju-
Put him on the spot.
It is a very extensive, and I can show you, I'll provide that to you. Basically, what it does is, what I believe it does, it pulls many different types of demographic of people, and if someone were to have an issue with a multitude of issues, then they could intervene, and that would be a board or a committee that people could go to and use if they had any. There's numerous types of issues, so it's definitely, it's something that hasn't been filled, that needs to be filled. And I don't think it's going to be a every month meeting or anything. It's not going to be an extensive participation, but it could possibly help someone out who is in need of human relations.
so like culture, community culture.
Yeah, it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of different, I mean, just every,
Discrimination.
yeah, race, right,
Cultural.
right,
yeah.
I mean, just every aspect,
We were
really.
required to pass that ordinance back in 2007.
Okay,
Yeah, and it's
Right
just never been, when I took office, it wasn't filled, and it was something that was told that it hadn't been active, so I
Yeah.
just never, it's just
that's pretty good.
came to light recently. Attended the Ohio Municipal League Mayor's Conference last week in Columbus, and I realized that we all have the same issues. A lot of issues and a little bit of funding. So among other things that I don't care to mention on public record. I think you all know what the mayors in Ohio's issues are. So, it's a good couple days to get together with other people who deal with the same issues that I deal with, and figure out how to fix them, prevent them, learning a lot, what's going on in state government now, some talk and initial programs on municipal tax collection, on things that the state wants to do, some that I agree with, some that I don't agree with, but my job's to protect the city, and I will do the best that I can for that. So it was very, very enlightening couple days. So Mosquito spraying should be done before the 4th of July. We had a person who had to take their test to make sure we were licensed and doing things by law. So I haven't even been bit by a mosquito once yet this year, so, but it's been raining, so it's going to happen. So if you don't want to be bit by mosquitoes, come to my house, I guess. Deputy Schrock is working on charges on several properties to clean up. And we're going to see where we get with the judicial system and hopefully we get somewhere, but we definitely are going to work on some charges, properties that have needed cleaned up for a couple of years. So I got an email today and don't know, if anyone was here. I believe in 2018, the city talked about electric aggregation. And right now, it's very preliminary. The email I got today said if the cost, this company's cost was mid to low 6 cents range. AEP is almost 12 cents kilowatt hour. So I think, before, I don't think the electric utility was in that bad of a spot, but I know, the more things increase, everything increases around us. I think it would be something that we could quite possibly help a lot of residents with that electric bill. So I'll request more information. Whoever wants to join me to meet with, we have a electric company now, or a utility company, Energy Saver, I'm not sure, an aggregate provider, but they negotiate things for us as far as the city and our utility, but I don't know if they offer that service for the whole community. So the email I got today, I believe they represent West Lafayette and the county commissioners. So, and they're authorized, Ohio Municipal League endorsed, and so I'm gonna get some more information on that. With that, if anyone has any questions, I will answer them.
I just think with the door thing, I think we need more education.
Right.
Just get out and say, listen, people, you can't bring your own beverages.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's my only thought on that. But
Yeah, I don't want to get to the point where.
yeah, I don't want cops walking around there. I think we have enough peace down there and we don't need that extra. And yeah, I think we just educate a little bit more.
We need understanding more than we need enforcement.
Yes.
I think some people may not know. They might just think that door is you just drink outside.
Yeah.
So
I didn't notice it being a problem last summer,
no.
but I did notice it the other night.
Yeah. Now you're gonna bring up our training with High Central.
Yeah, actually, and you can talk more about, we had our training with Ohio Central. I think we're unique in that the president, or the GM of the railroad, I have a cell number and I can call them at any point. We have that closeness. Training with the fire department, EMS, sheriff's office went well. Something that I learned and I didn't know is trains coming through town are at 15 miles an hour. That's their max speed. So there are things we learned, what's coming through, the majority of what they ship. Another thing that I learned is they don't own anything they don't own product. They move cars for places. So that's their sole purpose, is to move something from point A to point B. Our firemen got a great education, and just glad to work with the railroad. And, like I said, we're probably closer to our rail system here than anyone is anywhere. When other things have happened, the president lives out of state. Our GM lives 6 miles away and his boss lives in Granville. So, I mean, if something were to happen, I know it never will. I have complete faith in GMW, and we learned a lot that day. And thankfully the chief let us have his classroom down the basement for all the stuff and
Over 40 first responders from the community. We had to add chairs. I think 10 agencies were represented. And I won't name the counties, but there was 2 counties around us that are much, much bigger than us that one canceled because they couldn't get enough people and one only had 15 people. So we did well for Coshocton.
right.
Any closer to the bike path?
Yeah, we twisted.
No, no.
Okay.
Is, Max still pursuing the, sidewalks that Roger brought up?
The sidewalk,
school.
safe routes to school, yes, yes.
What about the sidewalk we talked about down Brown's Lane?
It is coming soon, I think August.
Today on the radio there.
Open the bids today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think August is going to be, but I think I'm unsure when it has to be done by. Speaking of sidewalks, we are doing a sidewalk in front of Heimball Park. And I think we're gonna do a little bit of drainage, so the water actually, yeah, so, that will be curb, and I think sidewalk goes pretty much to the fence, so it'll be a big wide sidewalk there.
We're gonna look at the Safe Routes to School program now is the time. You
Right,
know what I mean?
yeah. There's also funding, there's a transportation funding for sidewalks and different things, so it's good to get those all together.
Did you ever hear anything back from the railroad on that electrical box at Cambridge Road?
No, but I will follow up with that.
Do we have any idea when we'll know if we get the downtown revitalization grant?
So the second round will be, I believe, in October. So that's when we'll know, what we got and, what the possibilities are, but I believe October is the next round when it has to be turned in. It could be December. I believe we have to have the money spent before the end of 2026.
Okay.
So it has
gotta
to
get it pretty
definitely,
quick.
yeah, it has to happen pretty quick, but by the end of the year, I'm gonna say by the end of the year, because our deadlines, we'll have to have it in, and then the state will. Sometimes things don't happen promptly, so I'm gonna say by the end of the year.
Anybody else? Bob, you have anything for us? Dave, do you have anything?
Nothing unless you have questions.
Sheriff Crawford's not here yet. Deputy Sheriff, the only thing I have to say, with the property code, you know, I think it's important for us not to bring up specific properties at the committee meeting. I mean, what's the best way for council to report those to you? With your phone?
Email me.
Call your email? Okay. I know usually when I text you and stuff, I usually get the text right back. And I usually get a reply as to what he did, so, know that. I know he doesn't really have anything to do during the day.
Listen to the news.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for us, sir?
No, just, other than what the mayor said, I'm gonna get with Bob and we've got some issues we need to get taken care of.
Okay.
And if you wanna know, just call me or.
Okay. Chief, you have anything else for us?
Sure, thank you. Thanks for the burn ordinance tonight. Appreciate that.
Kevin, working on some potholes?
Potholes, yeah, trees, yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys out on the trees right now too?
Yeah.
As well?
Now we're working Lake Park, trying to walk past up, we'll patch it over there. Bob moved his alley up the first, so. Other than that, people day.
What about the alley at Sacred Heart?
That's on the patch, that's on the pavement, excuse me.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no problem getting asphalt, but we come to the conclusion there, Dave, he fired up 10 tons for Williams paving, he fired up 50 tons for me.
All right.
So we're gonna call Marietta again, we're gonna call Marietta again, get me and him working together, so.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Mark?
The sheriff on there got everybody know that we just hired 3. One started Saturday, the other 2 start this week. But they don't have any experience. It'll be a couple months before they're ready.
It's progress.
Did it only take you 2 months to get really good?
Hmm?
You said it'll be a couple months, it'll be really good.
That just out of school. It's not-
Okay.
it's a different experience.
Anybody else is here? Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Okay. We'll meet in 6:30 in 15 minutes. 6:30 is regular scheduled Coshocton City Council meeting. We'll call the meeting to order. Call the roll, please.
Barcroft,
Yes.
Gross,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Price,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Turner, here.
I need a motion to excuse Councilwoman Andrews.
I'll make a motion.
Moore. Second. Barcroft, call the roll, please.
Barcroft,
Yes.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Turner, yes.
Stand for the pledge and maintain the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you for giving this opportunity to serve the city. Pray that everything we say and do will be pleasing to you. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Council, your email the minutes from the June 12th, 2023 council meeting. Any questions or comments?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Second.
Call the roll.
Barcroft.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Turner, yes.
Okay, public input? Anyone? Name and your address, please.
Robin Jones, 416 North Main Street. This come back why I was gonna come last week, but I had work. I never did get a hold of Sheriff Proctor. I left several messages. They just wanted to know what was going on.
I don't think myself or anyone here can answer that. I know that, he's very busy.
Well, I know the first week I tried to get a hold of him, he was on vacation. So I guess I'll just have to keep trying to get a hold of him.
Yeah. Ms. Helms, I mean, I think that's the best way to go until you get an answer from him and you speak with him about what you say your incident was. I think then, I think you'll have a better understanding of information or how the next step will go. You're doing this the proper way now, instead of coming to us first. Now it's just a matter of getting in touch with Sheriff Crawford.
Then, like my driveway issue, I'm gonna do what, Chad said, I'm gonna go to the auditor's office tomorrow and, get, like on that thing, if I have to hire a surveyor again, then I will do so.
And those
Okay.
are the things you need to do, with the
Alright.
problems and things that you are having. And then once you get those ironed out, then I think people will be maybe a little bit, in a better situation to maybe serve you, and I think maybe you can understand a little bit of, some other things that are going on as well. Because I know, Mr. Skelton has put a lot of hours in, watching videos and things that you send in to him, and, you know, and that's his job. Well, okay, now listen, that's his job, but, you know, I think right now you're doing it the right way, and I appreciate what you're trying to do. Okay? What's a purple Raider, young lady? Is that a purple Raider or purple Raider? Oh, is that Martin's Ferry?
No, it's my cousin's T-ball.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for attending tonight. You were drunk here, right?
What?
You were drunk here?
No, I didn't drag you tonight.
No.
Thank you. Okay. No additions. Mayor's report. Mayor, you have anything to add?
Oh, you know, I have something to add. We have Coshocton's first Miss Ohio, Madison Miller.
Absolutely.
We will be doing, I'll be doing a proclamation at some point. Got a welcome home parade for her. She has a busy schedule, so her schedule's gonna ramp up. I believe the governor, Senator Brenner, are also going to do a proclamation, so maybe we can all get together. I don't know, it's in the works, so just wanted to let you know. It's just now coordinating schedules, but it's exciting that she'll not only, you know, represent us throughout the state, but also at the national level. So I believe October, November sometime in Connecticut is when Miss America is. So just exciting, you know, exciting for her family, community. It's
overwhelming. She's great, a great woman, and excited to see that. And it's definitely an excellent thing for our community, and it shows what kind of kids we raise here. You know, that's the huge thing with me is the environment that we provide to raise kids here and look at where they're going. So I think she's going to be an inspiration not only to the next generation, but as well as our community, and you know, it's awesome.
Should we wait to do a proclamation until after she wins Miss America?
Well, I mean, if you think that's gonna be better luck, I think, you know, I just listened to a radio interview that she had, and she's I might have to put her on staff to do public speaking for me. She is definitely, she's sharp, yeah. So, you know, hey, I'm building my team, you know. She's definitely just great. I don't know. You think it'll jinx her by holding a proclamation with my signature on it, Roger? No, right. See, now I don't want to get the blame. So definitely exciting. And once again, the concert downtown this weekend was awesome. Vendors. I would say 2,500 people, 2,000 to 2,500 people at the courthouse lawn. I know there's some other things going on in the community and just outside the community. So I think, you know, the next one's going to be bigger and better. I hear the director of the Coshocton Foundation really likes AC/DC, so watch out for Bob Pell. Pretty exciting. Just exciting. One more thing. Coming up on July 4th, I believe there's a car show and a memorial wall Saturday. I can't believe I'm saying it's July 1st already. Saturday, July 1st. There's going to be a Ohio Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Downtown Reef Lang at 1 p.m. on the Court Square. And then car show all afternoon. It never rains downtown, so I'm sure the weather's going to be perfect for it. And then July 3rd at the fairgrounds at dark, there will be fireworks. So I want to thank all the local companies and organizations who spend their time, their money, their resources to make that a great event every year, and look forward to seeing some great fireworks. Looking through my phone the other night, in 2020, I watched the fireworks with like 5 other people at the fairground. So at least everyone can get back and get together and have a good time. Just want to remind everyone to be safe and just be careful. Throw them after you light them. Thank you very much. If anyone has any questions, I'll answer those too.
Here. Still, you don't have anything?
I have nothing.
Jerry, you have anything for us?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Deputy Sheriff, do you have anything from the sheriff's office?
Let this lady up front know that the sheriff is out of town all week.
Okay,
He'll be back next week.
okay, I'll try to put one minute. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. On the property code, appreciate Kevin showing up. Appreciate Kevin fixing some potholes around town. Chief Dre, you have anything for us?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay, we'll go into legislation then. I'll ask the clerk to give the first reading of ordinance 3423.
In order to amend section 1505.13, open burning.
For the first reading of ordinance 3423, any questions or comments?
Make a motion to suspend the rules and go to a third reading.
I'll second that.
More, call the roll, please.
Barcroft,
Yes.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner. Yes.
Give the third reading of ordinance 3423.
In ordinance to amend section 1505.13, open burning.
Any questions or comments? Question is, should ordinance 3423 pass? Call the roll, please.
Barcroft.
Yes.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner. Yes.
Ordinance 3423 is passed. Second reading, I'll ask the clerk to give the second reading of ordinance 3223.
An ordinance adopting the budget of the city of Coshocton, Ohio for the fiscal year beginning January 2024 and submitting same
to the county auditor.
For the second reading of ordinance 3223, questions or comments? Ordinance 3223 will take its course. Third reading, I'll ask the clerk to give the third reading of ordinance 2923.
An ordinance approving the addition and inclusion of certain ordinances as part of the various component codes of the codified ordinances of Coshocton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
You have heard the third reading of ordinance 2923. The question is, should ordinance 2923 pass? Call the roll, please.
Barcroft.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner. Yes.
Ordinance 2923 is passed. The resolutions, any old business, follow up, new business, and communications? Nothing? Okay. When's the next concert?
Next concert will be on July 15th. That will be in AC/DC.
Thank you. Clerk, when's the date and time of our next meeting?
July 10th at 6:30.
Thank you. Committee meeting will begin at 5:45. I need a motion for the meeting to be adjourned.
Second.
Johnson, call the roll, please.
Barcroft.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Meeting's adjourned.
Hey, Bob.